So this is your lesson for today. I know the importance of saving energy, and you're going to look at your own energy consumption, okay? Record all the different ways that you have used electricity today, e.g. switched on lights, played on a tablet, etc. Now decide if this is an essential use, e.g. cooking food, or a non-essential use, e.g. watching television. Ooh, okay. Now, you can't, this is a picture, so you can't write on it. So what I did was I made a table. You go to Insert, and then you can make a table with however many rows you want, okay? And I made my own table based on this. So let me collect some of your electrical uses during the day. Who can tell me how they used electricity today? Right, so what's using Zoom for learning, was that essential or non-essential? That means you need to do it, and non-essential means you don't need to do it. Yeah, I'll go with essential. I mean, of course you won't die if you don't go on Zoom, but it's pretty important for your learning. So yeah, so I just put an E here. So I mean, you can write essential. It's important that you know how to spell essential, but it'll take quite a long time if I have to do that for every single item. Right, somebody said they used the toaster. Yeah, I use the toaster as well. Actually, that's essential. It's a tricky one because you can still eat the bread, can't you? You don't have to use the toaster. Yeah? So it's just, it's just because I like toasted bread. It's not because I have to use it that I used it this morning. Okay? So I'll go with non-essential, which means I don't need it. I could have just had bread with jam and butter. Okay, what else? What other uses of electricity? Somebody said something. You used your phone. Okay, what did you use your phone for? If you were phoning, for example, your mum to come pick you up because you were lost or something, that would be essential. But playing games on phone, what do you think? Non-essential. Yeah, non-essential. Okay, it's just for fun, really. Shall I just put watching TV, I suppose? Because you might be watching Netflix or, but yeah, I guess most people watch YouTube, watching TV. I can put in brackets YouTube, depending. I watch quite a lot of YouTube, and that is what? This should be a capital because it's a name. Okay. Non-essential. Yeah, you don't have to watch it, do you? You'll still be okay if you don't. And then you said microwaving samosa. So microwaving. I'll just put food. Did you need to microwave the samosa? Could you just eat it? That's a tricky one. I don't know, because you can eat them cold. You don't have to eat them hot. They're tastier when they're warm. So you see, microwaving the food, you're just making it warm again. Lights at night. Now, is that essential? I think you need it. Because you could argue, okay, you could say, well, look, you don't have to have the lights on, but then maybe you need the lights for cooking food or doing homework or something like that, yeah? Yeah, so, because obviously in the olden days, what they used to do is they'd just go to bed or they'd sit around the fire. But we'll say essential, okay? Because it is fairly important. Or hot milk, for example, in the morning. Okay, so kettle for tea. Shall I put / coffee? You might use something else to heat up the coffee. You've got coffee machines. Essentially, it's heating up water. Yeah. Now, that's a tricky one. Do you think it's essential? I kind of need a hot drink in the morning, but I don't know. Could be essential. It's important to eat and drink. So I feel for me it's essential. Maybe some people don't drink tea or coffee, so maybe they can manage without it. But particularly if it can be a bit cold in the morning. Here it's very cold. Even in Ethiopia, it can be a little bit cold in the morning, early in the morning. Is that essential? Maybe listening to music isn't, but non-essential. But listening to some things could be quite important. Like if you're listening to something educational, something that's teaching you something, leave it like that then. Okay, I'll put the electric car in. Electric car. I'll just put electric car for going to school. Yeah, going to school. If it's going to school, then I suppose that would be essential. Unless there was some other way of going, like if you could walk to school, then it wouldn't be. But yeah. That's essential, right? You all need to eat. So we'll put an E there. Oh, we've got quite a lot of E's. I'm surprised. Machine. I'd say that's essential. Machine. Yeah. For work. That's kind of essential, isn't it? I mean, there's ways around it, but yeah, it's more essential than not. Fridge. I think that's essential. I think it's quite important because otherwise your food will go bad and then you'll get sick. So, yeah. Charging devices. So, for instance, if you leave your devices which are, I don't think it's going to fit fully. Oh yeah, fully charged. That is definitely non-essential. That's a waste of electricity. Yeah. Okay. Worksheet. Most of the electricity we use today comes from power stations that burn fossil fuels. Name the 3 types of fossil fuel. Can you remember what types of fossil fuel there are? Hopefully this. Coal, oil, and no, it's fuel is the type of energy. I want to know what fossil fuels. Gas, good. Gas. Main types of fossil fuel. Okay, that means they're taken out from the ground, usually. That's where you find them, or you have to mine them. And also it means that once they're burned, that's usually how you get power from them. You burn them. And once that's done, of course, they're gone. Okay, can't use them again. Now, fossil fuels are non-renewable. What does this mean? I sort of explained that. What does that mean? Use them over and over again. There's lots of different ways of saying that. You know, you can only use them once. Yeah, that's how I've written it. Every time you use some electricity, you are using up some fossil fuels. Why, therefore, is it important not to waste electricity? It releases CO2, causing global warming. Yeah. Good. Okay. I mean, you could also, if you wanted to, but I think this is the best answer, you could mention the fact that, well, once you've used it all, then it's gone. You can't use it anymore. Put a tick next to the things that use up mains electricity. So that means that you need to plug into the mains. So it uses a plug, not a battery. Do cars? Not really, unless it's an electric car, but I think they mean petrol-driven cars. Yeah, they don't mean electric cars. Television, do you plug that into the wall? Yes, television goes into the mains. Light bulb, does that go into your main house electricity? Yeah, yeah. Even though there's no plug, it uses your main electricity. Kettle? Yeah, you cannot use a battery for that because a kettle uses a lot of electricity. So, gas and central heating. Okay, I don't know if you... Yes, so it has some electrical devices on it to turn it off and on. So I suppose you could say yes. I don't know. This one is a tricky one because there's some electricity used to turn it off and on. I don't think it uses a battery. Computer. Well, a computer can, of course, use both. Yeah, because, for example, I'm using my laptop, which is a computer, and it's got a battery, so I don't always need it plugged in. Calculator. No, that doesn't. Mobile phone. Yeah, this is another funny one. You charge it from the mains, but it does have a battery. So, again, you could say, like the computer, it's a bit of both, so... Yeah. Stereo. That means something you play music on, speakers, yeah. Gas oven. No, because it uses gas, okay? And what you do with a gas oven, you need to sometimes get a match and light it and put it near the gas to get the fire. Yeah. Fridge. Yes. Watch. No. Although these days most watches don't actually, so I'd say no. But there are some, like the iWatch, and there's some fancy Samsung watches which are charged on the mains. Okay, now here, write down some ways of saving electricity that we can all do. Yeah, you might think of some more. These are just some that we came up with during this lesson. Yeah, don't turn the light on. It's a good thing I'm proofreading. If it is bright outside, spend less time playing games on phone. Don't leave the TV on if you're not watching it. Have fewer cups of tea. Don't have toast for breakfast. Unplug fully charged devices.